Hello beauties, welcome back to the vlog. This week we have been talking about the importance of being a dreamer and having a big dream. We've talked a little bit about why having a big dream matters. We've talked about how you deserve to have a big dream and it's okay to have one. I shared a story with you about someone who influenced me and taught me how to dream, and so having a support group around you that encourages you is really important as well. And today I just want to wrap up the week by sharing a couple other thoughts on why having a dream and allowing yourself to be a dreamer is a really good thing. One of them is that when you allow yourself to dream, something changes in you. I think back to last August when I suddenly saw what our company could be if we made a big shift. And I remember how excited I was. And how excited I still am when I allow myself time to think about it, and how I can't unsee it now that I've seen it, right? I know the path. It was like I woke up and something changed in me because I knew what the path forward really was. And that can create a lot of excitement, in you. When you wake up and you're excited, and you've seen something no one else has seen, that's what your dream did for you, right? It helped you live with excitement, which I think is really cool. The other thing I really like about being a dreamer is that because I'm thinking about the dream all the time, and because it becomes my core focus of what I'm doing, right? Let's talk about the dream we have for the company. What that does is it allows me to make all kinds of improvements. So improvements to our process, improvements to our communication. Everything that we do becomes focused and narrowed to reach that dream, right? And that has long-term effects. Some of them good, some of them not so good, right? Because you're still going to make mistakes. Just because you found the big dream and woke up and gotten excited about it doesn't mean you're still not going to make mistakes and have failures along the way, because you will. I make mistakes all the time, right? It's what you do in the face of those mistakes and how you move forward, right? I think that defines us, but that's a different vlog. So I think it helps us make really these long-term changes in our companies and in ourselves. Another one is that I think that in the short term, when there's something to look forward to, and I don't know if you've ever had this, but maybe there's something you look forward to, like you were gonna go camping, or there was a big dinner you were gonna make, or there's some sort of event, or there's something in your life that you were excited about looking forward to. For some of my friends, this is vacation or whatever. If you're my son right now, as I mentioned earlier this week, it's making a cake on the weekend. But it makes you more resilient in your day-to-day until you reach that goal, right? Because there's something bigger at the end, and that you're striving towards something. So the monotony of things, like we've talked about in the past, the long lists of things you have to accomplish, the day-to-day, and the little hiccups that happen along the way become less of a big deal, because you have something big that you're heading toward. You have a big dream. So it makes you more resilient. And then the other thing about this that I really like about being a dreamer is that in order to set a big goal or to reach a big dream, you have to be really real with yourself and think about where you've got strengths and where you don't have strengths. Because at least what I found, and this may be different for you, but at least for me, I know that I'm not going to reach a dream on my own. I don't have all the skills. My toolbox is full of stuff, but I don't know how to use everything in there, right? Some of those are resources outside of our company. Some of those are organizations. Some of those are people that are going to help me reach this big dream. And so I'm aware of where I have shortcomings and flaws. Sometimes I focus too much on them. That too is another vlog. But what I'll say is that understanding where my boundaries are and where I can really succeed and where I need help allows me to make my dream more of a reality. Because it's not just a fantasy of a thing that may happen someday But it's something that could be real. It's something that could happen now. And then the last thing is that whether your dream comes true or not, you're going to develop habits that will change your behavior for many months or years to come, right? When you have to narrow your focus, when you seek help outside of your organization or your family or your company, when you're able to be self-aware, when you're able to give yourself time to be creative, all of those things require discipline, require commitment and dedication and perseverance. And if you're able to commit to that and do that, you're going to have a new set of habits that you didn't have before. You're going to change. So that's my thoughts on the importance of being a dreamer. I'm a dreamer, I always have been. And there was a time in my life where I thought, what am I going to really do with my life? How does a dreamer become something? But now I see that a dreamer can help other people have dreams too. I'll see you next week.